I've always wondered, what's going on beneath the surface of a seemingly quiet lake? To get a first glimpse, I set out to build a simple vehicle that could lower a camera underwater and film whatever life it found. Fish, plants, or maybe something unexpected. I knew there would be unexpected problems with a project like this, so I decided to go with a simple boat rather than an over-engineered submarine. I built the boat from plastic containers and plywood. A remote control sent signals to an Arduino, which handled the paddle wheels, a servo to release the camera, and a motor to reel it back up. I took the boat out to the lake for its first test. Once it started moving, it struggled to get past the lily pads near the shore. One of the motors also seemed underpowered, which caused the boat to spin more than move forward. Fortunately, I was able to slowly move the boat towards an area of water that was at least somewhat deep. After following a winding path, it was time to try releasing the camera. When trying to release it for the first time, I had to flip the switch a few times, but eventually it worked, and the camera was submerged. During this first attempt, I recorded some aquatic plants and what was most likely the stem of a lily pad. Unfortunately, the camera line got stuck on part of the release ramp and one of the paddle wheels, preventing the camera from sinking to the bottom of the lake. The recording continued for about 9 minutes until I realized the issue. Since the camera retraction line was tangled, I had to pull everything in from the shore. So the whole thing got tangled. I'm like pulling it out and you can see there's bubbles next to that closest lily pad. Oh, there they are. Almost closest. That's where the thing is. I think the rope got stuck on one of the paddle wheels. At this point, I had to pull the boat out of the water, untangle the line, and try again. On the next attempt, the release worked better, and the camera landed on the lake floor. This spot seemed pretty promising with all the debris, but throughout this section of the video, the only thing I saw were bubbles rising from the lake bed. To make matters worse, some moisture got into the container, making it hard for the camera to record anything in the first place. This time, after about 15 minutes of recording, I decided to pull the camera back to shore again. On the third attempt, I was able to pilot the boat to the deepest location so far. The camera was released successfully, but it kicked up a lot of dust when landing. It took a while to settle, so I sped up the first part of the recording. Once the dust settled, I could see sandy ground, underwater plants, and some debris. As time went on, nothing appeared, and the window became foggy due to the moisture that ended up inside the camera box. At one point, something nearby seemed to make some kind of noise, and I caught a glimpse of movement, twice, in the top left corner. Unfortunately, it was hard to tell what it was, and whether or not it had made the sound. So, it was indeed stuck on this paddle wheel. Pulled it out by the line, and it's got like this much water in it, but it's still on. And this thing is waterproof, and it's actually above the water, so that's cool. It took an hour of video. Can't wait to look through all that. I was just about done bringing this back, and I realized the more powerful motor pushed a bunch of water into this box. It's the only one that's filled. All the other ones are empty. As far as I can tell, anyway. I didn't capture any clear footage of fish this time. Just murky water, some bubbles, and one mystery movement I couldn't fully identify. But this test run taught me a lot. I've already got a list of upgrades. I want to make better camera mounts, improved line handling, bait to attract the fish, and maybe even add a light for deeper, darker water. With these changes, I'm hoping the next dive captures something more interesting, hopefully exciting.